Hey guys, I am testing out a new camera setup, so bear with me. The camera is now on a stand above my desk to the right of my monitor and keyboard that you guys are used to looking at. And I have everything that I've been working on piled up on top of my desk right now. So bear with me as we go through all this stuff, okay? I have a lot of spinning, just one project that I'm working on for knitting right now, and I have some dyeing that I did at Dye Day at my friend Peg. So for knitting, I'm still working on my Messalina shawl, and as you can see, this is the spine. I got something on it. Hopefully it'll come out. I put some stain remover on it, so when I block it, I'll wash this section. And you guys can see that little stain right there. I got something on it. But I ain't worried about it. It'll probably come out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh well. It's still a fun shawl to knit. And it's I'm almost at the end of, probably got maybe 2 more full repeats in this. And then I'll be starting my border. The border is going to be some hand spun of mine that I dyed. Well, I dyed the fiber and then I spun it. That's my preference, is to dye and then spin. Although spinning and dyeing is also fun, which I found out. So this is a evergreen spruce. This is pretty much showing up through the color right there. And very dark greens, blue green rather, and then some lighter spruce areas where I did some resist dyeing. So this is what I'm going to trim it with. And sorry if I shake the table. Like I said, this is a new setup. I'm not shaking the table. I'm actually hitting the PVC pipe. This is like a PVC pipe stand that I made with a horizontal bar using 90-degree elbow joints. And then that we used, that I made out of PVC pipe to hold the camera. And this is so like when I start drawing again, it'll be suspended over. And I can do tutorials like this and not have to worry about the camera, because it'll be down at an angle over the work to begin with. So I'm thinking about doing a couple more tutorials. This is all that's left of the yarn. So hopefully I'll finish that and start on the trim this week. Now, like I said, my friend Peg had dye day at her house. You could bring your own yarn and fiber, or you could buy fiber from her when you got there. So I bought some of my hand dyed fiber, and I purchased some yarn from her. So I'm gonna do the ones that I purchased first. So I'll try anyway. Like I said, I gotta get used to this because I'm not sure where the camera is at. You know, this work area. So this is some yarn that I dyed that I purchased from her. I'm not sure what kind of wool it is, but it is a wool. And I was experimenting. I had gotten this it was some jacquard dye, but it was for more so for painting, like painting on canvas and stuff like that, but it was a fabric dye. So I wanted to see if I could get the dye to, you can see some of the little sparkles. It left it in there, but it's more of an acrylic type paint. So the paint did stain. It left some spots with the actual glittery stuff in it, but it's if you could feel the coating. I mean, if you make it into a hat or whatever, it's not gonna bother you, but you can feel the coating. But I still like the way it turned out. And I did 2 skeins like that. So, and color is kind of muted. It's a little bit darker than that than what's showing up on the camera. So I did 2 skeins of that. And I did 1 skein in yellow. It's real pretty yellow, which is kind of showing up pretty normal, like it looks. And there are some resist areas on this as well, so it's still like a real light pale yellow to white areas on it. And then you got the dark yellow over here. And these were kettle dyed, well, crock pot dyed rather. And it came out nice. This is the worsted weight as well. Alright, and then I dyed a couple of skeins of my hand spun. Now these two were dyed in the same dye pot, using the same dye. This one was with a dark one. This one is with the dark brown gray, a dark gray brown hand spun wool. This one is a lighter gray, and this is fiber. This is some churro fiber that I spun. It's a 2-ply. Yeah. It's a 2-ply from the churro is fiber that I got from Walt's Far Acres Farms out of Pennsylvania. And I wish this would show up as pretty as it is, because it's showing up more of an orange. It's actually more of a burnt orange, bronzy color. More coppery looking than that. But it came out very well. I don't know if that right. Let me see. That helps him. Not really. But it came out nice. I'm very pleased with how they turned out. Okay. And then I did, this was the first yellow that I did. It's more of a sunshine yellowy gold. Man, that ain't helping me that right. Okay. So, as you can see. And then this one is also some churro from Walt's Far Acres. That is a 2-ply hand spun. All these are hand spuns, by the way. The last ones that I'm showing you are mine. And then the last one was this one. And I used this as a dye socket. Carver, she had already dyed hers. This is some alpaca hand spun. And this is a 2-ply as well. And so I really like the way that came out. I just used this as a dye stopper in the crock pot that Carl was using. So for exhausted dye. But it turned out so nice, and it's alpaca, so it's super, super soft. Now, another thing I wanted to share with you is the spinning that I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago that I spun for my friend Amanda, some fiber she purchased at Maryland Sheep and Wool. Her husband made me a bag in exchange for spinning it for her. So I hope you guys can see this. But I really like it. It's very well made. Her husband's from Australia. Sean is from Australia. So, and this is the inside of the bag. We did that in gray. But it has, you turn it inside out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It has all these lovely pockets for needles and notions inside the bag. Isn't that awesome? And I mean, it's very, very well constructed. Very, very well constructed. It's really nice. I love it. Thank you, Sean. I love my bag. And it has a drawstring. And it's some nice heavy-duty string. You don't have to worry about the string breaking or fraying early or anything like that. And the ends have been either melted or glued to keep them from coming apart. And you got it on both sides, so you can pull it like this. You know, pull it like with the two strings, pull it together like that. Then you have these long handles to use when you carry it. I love this bag. I just have to figure out what my next project is going to be, and then I'll be using Sean's bag for it. The bag I'm currently using is the bag that I got from my friend Ashley, Mixed Plate over on Ravelry. That's the bag I'm using right now. You guys have seen that before. Alright, now let's get down to spinning. I've been doing a lot of spinning. And if you follow me on Instagram, She Spins LLC, SHESPINS LLC. So this is some Sweet Georgia fibers that I purchased last year in June. I don't remember what month it was. We were there, either July or August. This is from Sweet Georgia Yarns, and I got it from Nitty City, and it was a joy to spin. This is BFL, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 100% blue face Leicester. And the dye lot is called Tapestry. And the dye lot is 140721001. 1001. Haha, that commercial. But it's very pretty. I mean, these colors look like browns and stuff, but it's not. The colors are actually has a lot of reds and greens in it. And they're brighter than that. They're more vibrant than what is showing up on this camera, as usual. So that one was very fun spin. This is some of the Little Red Bar, the other bag of the orange sherbety looking fiber that's been spun up. I'm not sure. I guess this is the center part. So I finished that one. I did the other green one too. I put it in the bag. This is the other green one from the Little Red Barn. This is DFL. So this is how much was left for the green one. The green one had more fiber in it than the orange one. The orange was this is just one single bag. The green one I had extras left on the bobbin. So I have like this little mini skein right here. So yeah. And then this is from it's very pretty. Showing up almost true to color. I don't see the tag for it I gotta put on it. But this is from Wild Hair Fibers. And I don't see the tag, so I can tell you guys what the color was. It's a domestic wool blend. I know that much. But in its primary colors. This was like Roy G. Biv is what they should have named it. Because that's how the colors were in the braid, like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's how the colors were. And it's showing up true to color pretty much. This one is anyway. So that's real. Well, it's a little bit, the blues are darker on this side of it. Let's see this thing, because this thing's driving me crazy. So let me flip the camera settings real quick. Alright. Yeah, this is better. So, yeah, the color just a little bit darker than that, more primary. Think crayons. That's what it reminds me of. This is some of my hand dye yarn. I think this is the one I call Springtime or something like that. But it came out really nice. It's more green than it's showing up there. It's that minty light blue. It's not. It's like a more greens than what's showing up. And it has some blues, some grays, some purples. Yeah. This is a Falkland. And I call it hippopotamus because it's grays with slight pink variations in it. And it makes me think about a hippopotamus. For, you know, I don't know if you guys can see the pink part. There you go. There's city grays with the pinks in it. Very subtle. But I really liked it. I really like the way that looks. This is also Wild Hair Fiber. This is a blended top. 29% rayon. 29% faux cashmere, which is a nylon. 14% Tulsa silk. 14% viscose. 11% acrylic. And 3% Angelina. And it's very... It's very shiny and sparkly. I don't know if it's going to come across as such. You can see some of it. I didn't like the way the color, the way this spun up. The braid was gorgeous. Regardless of how I tried to spin it, whether I tried to spin it thin or thicker to try and get the colors to pop more, it ended up being like this muted jewel looking stuff. So I really didn't. The colorway is very beautiful as roving, but it's one of those things that when you spin it, it kind of gets muddy and the color gets lost. Well, you know, you can see pops of the color here and there, but I'm just saying it just looks muddy to me. It looks muddy to me, so I didn't like the way that spun up. And then last but not least is faux cashmere from Wild Hair Fibers. And the faux cashmere, this orange is actually what was left over from that primary color one. I just used the same bobbin and spin it, so yeah. But I really like the way that orange looks in it. So it's real pretty. It's a lot more purpley than what's showing up as usual. So yeah, so that's all the spinning I've done. Knitting, I've been pretty monogamous to just knitting on the, since I finished my husband's socks, I've just been knitting on the Messalina shawl. So once I finish that shawl, I'm gonna cast on another pair of socks. I think, let me see. Oh. Let me see. I think so far this year, because this is the bag of all the other stuff I spun, that big bag right there. Then I have all that stuff over there. I think if I count it, so far, I've probably spun about 60 skeins or more yarns, skeins of yarn since the new year. So I know I was watching a podcast and somebody was saying they think they have 60 braids of fiber that needs to be spun, and I was like, that's easy. You can knock that out. I mean, I work full time. I only spin at night and on the weekends. And I've managed to spend this much fiber as well as work on knitting projects and crochet projects. So you can make the time. You can find the time. I know people are saying, I don't have time, I don't have time. You can make the time and find the time. I'm spinning while I'm catching up on YouTube videos. I spin while I'm playing World of Warcraft for some downtime. You can find the time to spin. I know I spin quickly. I'm a fast spinner. But still, even if I wasn't a fast spinner, you can make the time to do the things that you love to do. You just have to be willing to schedule time for you to do it. You know, like I always say, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for not being able to do some of the things you want to do. And if you're making excuses, all those excuses, by the time you use to make those excuses, you could have done something of what you wanted to do, that you would love to do. So stop making excuses and start spinning, start knitting, start crocheting, start paper crafting. Whatever it is that you love to do, start doing it. Stop making excuses. So as soon as I finish the main body of my shawl, I need to cast on for, I'm so sorry for yawning, but you know that's going to happen. I need to cast on for some baby items for a dear friend that's pregnant. And as well as Jolly, who's pregnant again, so I got to do a baby blanket for her. So that's all I have. I'm babysitting my her cat. So he's been here with us for about a week now. His name is BMO. He's fat. He's a little kitten that used to lay on the keyboard and mess with me when I was displaced because of the house fire a couple years ago. He's this huge fat cat now. I mean, he's fat. BMO is a big cat. So, Mooshi is in here stalking me. Yes, I know Mooshi. She's jealous of it because BMO is how a cat should be. BMO comes up to you. He will jump up in your lap and lay down so you can scratch his head and rub his belly. He's not trying to bite you while you're scratching his head. Are you listening, Mushy? Stop. Leave it alone. He's not trying to bite you while you're scratching his head and rubbing his belly. He'll go to like a trance and just lay there like, oh my God, this is so good. I'm never moving again. I know I'm heavy. I know it's hot, but still keep scratching my belly. That kind of a cat. Okay, and I tell Mushy, see Mushy, this is how a cat is supposed to act. A cat's supposed to just, when he wants his attention, he comes gets his attention. Then after a while, he'll get up and he'll look at you and he'll go off and go do what cats do. But he's not trying to bite you. Playfully, I'll give her that. She's still a kitten, okay? But he's still not trying to bite you or hold your hand so you can't let go and stuff like that with your claws. So, yeah. You'll learn from BMO. Watch BMO, Mushy. Watch BMO. So, my daughter graduated. That's the third one out of high school. And she says she's not sure about college and stuff, which, hey, I can respect that. Work. She has a little part-time job, so she's working. So, hopefully she'll figure out soon what it is she wants to do so that we can go ahead and get her enrolled at the local TCC. What is it? Is it a technical school? No, community college. Get her enrolled in a community college to knock out her prerequisites cheaper before she decides which school she wants to transfer to. So she'll have a year to do that. Then she can transfer to ODU or some other accredited college in the area for whatever program it is that she wants to go through. So yeah, so that's what's going on with that. And I just have the boy left. I got 2 more years with my son. He said he's never leaving home, so I have the rest of my life with my son. and that's it. So it's gonna be so strange shopping for one child this year. Just one child, and the easy child, the boy. All he wants is t-shirts, pants with pockets. Like he likes cargo pants, jogging pants, those kind that have pockets in them. Tennis shoes, socks, underwear, and he's good to go. So you can't beat that. So yeah. So take care, guys. Hopefully I'll have another video this week. I know it's been like a couple weeks here and there, but when I get home, I usually, if it's not too hot and the sun's not too, we have some cloud cover, I'll go out into the garden. I have another video more recent, like last week sometime I was out in the garden, so I'm going to be posting that video as well. Hopefully you guys don't like, I'm not a good camera person, and you guys know that. I admit that. That's why I try to do my videos inside, so the camera is stationary. I don't have a tripod. My daughter borrowed it, never got it back. So I don't have a tripod to set my camera up on anymore. So I can just sit up in the garden and just, walk around like I did a couple times last year. So yeah, so just grin and bear it for now. The gray zucchini are trying to make zucchini, but the squash borers in Virginia are horrible. And some of the squash borers are already found the zucchini. So we probably won't get many zucchini from them. The beans have to be picked tomorrow. The peas, this is probably going to be the last picking of the peas. So I will take that trellis down, and I'll probably plant more mustard greens in that row. I need to plant more pak choi. So once the beans, when I get the other beans, the butter beans and the brown beans, once they're done, I'll probably plant some more pak choi. The corn is trying to set ears right now. The crows have broken several of my corn plants down. So I got to get something out there to dissuade the crows from trying to visit the corn plants. They're still too small to support the weight. This variety of corn, anyway, because it's an heirloom, is too small to support the weight of a large bird trying to sit on it. So yeah. I haven't seen any of the cushaw yet. I haven't seen any pumpkins yet. The sweet potatoes are vining out very well. The asparagus beds are doing well. All the tomato plants have survived. The pepper plants, the only pepper plants that I got from the store, which were GMO pepper plants, they're like 4 times taller than the pepper plants, the organic pepper plants that I started from seed. which is wild. So we put down fertilizer, alpaca poo, and we've been watering the other plants to try to give them a little boost, a little help. And hopefully they will start growing very quickly soon. That's pretty much it. The potatoes, tomorrow I'm going to take up one of the volunteer potato plants and see what it's looking like. Since it volunteered, I don't have any time or money invested into it. So I'm going to check and see, because we are nearing, let me see, second week in April. So you got April, May, June. We're nearing the end of June. So we're nearing, let's what, 40, like 50 days, I think, for the potatoes. Let me see. All right. So potatoes can be 90 to 120 days to mature. So we're nearing, like, for a big, like if you want big potatoes, but I can get some fingerling potatoes too. So if you want smaller potatoes, you harvest them a little bit earlier. So let me see. So yeah. So yeah, we're still looking at about I would say mid-July is when we should be getting ready to check and get those potatoes up, and then go from there. There are tons of volunteer sunflowers out in the garden, and I need to save some of the seeds because people want some of the seeds. So I'll be cutting those heads down once those seeds are ready, and to take to people at work and people in the neighborhood and stuff. Because if not, they'll all just go to the birds. And I have plenty of them that volunteer about a mulch pile that the birds can get. Once they'll be later on in the summer when those are ready, because they came up later because they were deeper down. We got to clean out the strawberry bed, thin them out some in the fall. Once we build this raised beds over on the other side of the yard, we may be moving the strawberries over to that side in the raised bed. And that'll help with making sure it keeps slugs out, and it can keep better control over the strawberry, because they spread by sending out vines, and then the vines lay down on the dirt, and then a new strawberry plant comes up where the vines sit down at. And that's how strawberries multiply. A lot like a spider plant, if you think about it. Strawberries do multiply like that. So that's pretty much all that's going on with the garden right now. The cucumbers are starting to come up. The okra coming up. This is my third planting of okra this year. The first two, I don't know if the birds got to them, the seeds, or if they were bad seeds, or if they just rotted in the ground. I'm not sure, but I've never had so much trouble getting okra seeds to come up before in my life. Even my dad down in North Carolina said that he had to replant his okra a couple of times because the seeds rotted in the ground, because they kept getting all that rain down there. And but the place that I planted the okra in has very good drainage. So, everything else came up in that area. The peas, the mustard greens, everything else in that area came up fine. The volunteer sunflowers. It's just that the okra seeds that I planted in that area twice died. The onions I tried to plant over there died. But everything that I planted where they were came up. So that was very strange to me. Yeah, I got to plant some more bunch onions too. So, yeah. That's pretty much it, garden-wise. Health-wise, my sugar has once again gone back to normal. I'm up to 43. Excuse me. units of the Lantus at night to keep my sugar from spiking while I'm asleep. And that seems to be the magic number. The last couple of weeks, it's been around 130 and 140 when I wake up in the morning, which is a lot lower than it was. It was 100 points lower than what it was. My last doctor appointment, my cholesterol is perfect now. She's supposed to keep me on the simvastatin to make sure my cholesterol levels stay at a good place. And the simvastatin doesn't make me sick or anything. So, you know, to me, I really do believe it's like a placebo, because it's just, my bad cholesterol was the one that was off. My good cholesterol was fine. So my eating habits have not changed at all. So I'm just thinking it's probably because of my diabetes that was screwed up to begin with. My blood pressure has been fine. I think the lady, she took my blood pressure in my left arm, and it was like 110/40 or something like that. And she looks at it and she raises her eyebrow, and then she goes and she takes my blood pressure over on the other arm, and it was the same. So I'm like, I know I am overweight far as the scale is concerned, but I also know that even though I am not the norm far as weight requirements is concerned, that I exercise several times a week through walking, because I can't run and jump and jog anymore because of my knees. So I walk a lot. I do a mile at work a couple of days a week when my knee isn't hurting. And then me and my husband go for longer walks in the afternoons at home. You guys know, because I think I took some video one time. I don't know if I ever put it up, but of our walk, we walk across from our house across the Berkeley Bridge, down past the ballpark, down to the train station, and turn around and come back. And it's like 3-point-some miles. And then, like, sometimes if the weather isn't too hot, we'll walk further. We'll go all the way down past the train station, down to Bremerton Boulevard, and make a right, and you go across the Compostela Bridge, and then you go down to Woodson Road past the graveyard and back home. And that's 4.2 or 4.3 miles. And we enjoy the walk because we can be nosy, you know. And I try to keep walking at we try to do the mile in about 16 to 18 minutes. So that's the pace I try to keep, but I can only go as fast as my knee would take me. So if my knee starts clicking and popping a lot, then I slow down, because I'm not trying to be killing my knee and be stranded there until my husband can get home, get the car, and then come pick me up. I'm not trying to be sitting out in that heat for that long. So I've learned to accept that my knees are a lot older than the rest of my body. So it's not a fun thing to have to accept, but it is what it is, as people love to say. So, but right now I'm spinning some Lincoln. This is the first bobbin. It's a very nice Lincoln. This is Wookie of Walks Far Acres. I bought Wookie's fiber this year, and I bought Fairies fiber, which is black. And Wookie is a Lincoln, and I think Fairy is a Churro something cross. I have to look at it and see. So that would be one of the next spinning projects, is to finish Wookie's fiber. I also have some fiber from Copper Moose. It's a brown gray that I need to finish spinning. And I have like 5 Falkland braids of rosin from the stuff I dyed last year to spin. That's down here. Next weekend, I have yarn for breakfast, and that weekend I hope to be putting some of this dyed fiber that's been spun up into my Etsy store. I've had several people asking about it. So I'm going to put it in the store. And you can buy it or not. It'll just sit there. You have people ask about stuff a lot. And then you go, you spend all that time taking pictures and everything. You put it up in the store. And they don't never go and buy it. So, you know. If you're not serious about it, don't ask about it. That's how I feel. It cause people extra work. You know, like they say, put your money where your mouth is. So if you want to take the time to cause people extra work, then be prepared to purchase the item that you're requesting that they make available for you to purchase. Okay? Okay. Because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Right? Right. All right, then, guys. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully you can hear me fine. If not, I'll be redoing this video.